I've heard a lot of stories from Coach Cannell, from Kyle Venverlo. He's also shared some with me. I know that it was a very heated rivalry, to say the least.
The community members obviously have reached out throughout the week and throughout the weekend saying big game, which in the end, to me, the big thing is that our kids get to be a part of a game like this.
It's pretty heated, and it's always been Quincy against Beardstown back in the day. I really don't know much about it, but I'm just focused on Saturday.
This is probably going to be the biggest game I've ever played in, and I've played through 2 QND QHS games and had to face massive crowds there. I can't imagine what it would be like here in the atmosphere and the noise.
This first Beardstown Q&D football meeting in over 22 years will be its own unique animal. One admittedly with a far lesser amount of coaching acrimony.
He is a very good dude. I mean, I like Robbie a lot. I think he's a great coach. Obviously, he's doing great things at Beardstown, and he will continue to do great things at Beardstown. We got to work it out for us this week. I mean, we got a very good team coming in here, very well coached team, and they're hungry and they want it.
They've done a great job, him getting them back in the playoffs this year. No doubt he's a great coach, was a great player, great coach.
But also far higher stakes, and one shared commonality. Both the Tigers and Raiders turned the page last weekend on recent postseason futility, and both programs are resolved not to step backwards.
It felt really good to see that big crowd out there, make sure they all left happy, and just make sure we beat the 16th seed and move on to the next week.
Like, one of our goals is to just make that get over that playoff hump, and I was glad that we achieved that last Saturday.
We won the game. That was the most important thing, and our players really, I think, stepped up their level of maturity. I started calling them young men now. I think they grew up quite a bit in that game. I think we all did. We got a lot of experience in that one game, that one afternoon in Greenville. It's certainly a day that I'll never forget, but now it's water under the bridge and it's on to a bigger, better opponent.
For Quincy Notre Dame, advancing to round 3 means, yes, nullifying the threat of 2,200-yard rusher Pascal Guilavogi.
He's fast. He likes getting out in open field, and he's really hard to stop when he gets in open field.
Oh, it's after last year, after reading all that, everybody says, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's motivation. People say you can't do something. You just want to prove them wrong, like how they says, everybody says we can't go, win this, win that. And it's just nice, and just having the team behind me, always encouraging everybody to do this and that is just a special feeling.
But also Beardstown's offensive diversity in general.
We've got playmakers all over the field, whether it's Quigley, he's a very special player. He's kind of the thunder to Pascal's lightning. And, we know that we've got to account for all of them. And I think that we, are putting a good plan together on defense, and we just got to get the job done.
As well as an unsung Tiger defense that neutralized Newton on Saturday.
They've got playmakers all over the field, at the first level, second level, and in the secondary. So we got to account for everybody and know where their dudes are at all times.
We attack that by just being great offensively, doing the small things right, not giving up the ball, going up, making sure we communicate on the line.
From the Beardstown vantage point, the Tigers, who have passed 2 previous passing game tests in both Unity Payson and Carrollton, now face in Ike Wiley and his receivers the ultimate of rigorous final exams.
Well, it's just something else for us to prove, like we've been proving people wrong all season. Hopefully we can just prove them wrong once again.
We don't focus on the outside noise or anything like that. Obviously, it's no secret we're very young in our defensive backfield. The back of it, our 2 safeties, Avery and Pascal, have quite a bit of experience, but we put some young kids out there, and they've grown throughout the year. And yeah, I think they're up for the challenge, and there's no doubt about it. These guys this week will be a huge challenge, and they're going to have to play well. The defensive back play is going to be huge come Saturday afternoon.
As is sealing the edge on offense, as Quincy Notre Dame might be the only team in tri-state football with defensive ends that actually rival Beardstown's.
Those 2 ends, those H-backs, 2 and 45, Martha and Becker, great players. I think just like you said, it comes down to, we talk about all the time, the best thing you could ever hope for in football is a one-on-one, and it's going to come down to obviously 11-on-11, but who wins the most one-on-one matches within each play is going to likely come out victorious for Saturday night.
If we stop their playmakers, we'll get it done.